Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with a DIY or how-to or however you want to call it. And I've had so many questions about these that I thought I'd do a video. I had done a video that was part of a haul, so I want it to have it so that it has its own video so that you can refer to it all the time. And these are from Papertrey ink. They are awesome. They're alpha. They're to make alpha strips like this. So you have a full one like this and then just the positive. So this is the positive. So this one here is this one. And it's called Type Strips 2. And it's papertreyink.com. So this is what, there's 3 different fonts. I've only ever stamped one. But there's 3 different fonts on one. And they're $15 a piece. Okay. Then you have the number one. There's 3 different fonts of numbers. And this is $5. And it's called Type Strips Number. Then you have this one here. Again from Papertrey ink. You can tell which one's been loved, eh? That one right there. So you can see it better, I'll show you this. So this is called Type Strips. So you have the uppercase, the lowercase, and then like a more like a scripty one, and it's a lowercase. So there's 3 on 1 for $15. Then what you can buy to cut it, it's these, and they're dies, and I think these are $6. Now, I bought 2 just so that I can put them through faster. I mean, for $6, I figured I can do 2 at a time and I can save time. And I just have it on a magnetic back. And I got the magnetic back at Helen Hudson. She sells magnetic packages like that in sets of 25. I think it's $13. I can show you the package. If you want to hang on for one little minute. That's what the package comes in. It's called wafer thin magnetic die storage. There's 25 and it's Helen Hudson. There's the address right there. And it's .com. It's not finished there. But they're, I think they're $13. So I have a few of those. I'm going to store all my dies like this. And I'm just to let you know, I'm still working on my craft room. I've been working a lot, so not a lot of time to do anything else but work. I did do a few layouts, so that's good. Okay, so I'll show you how I do both, because I have a different, if you want to call it, technique for each different ones. Now, the one that stamps the full, this one here, I do it differently than this one. And I just found myself that it was just easier. So for the full one, I stamp it out first. So I'm going to try it in different inks with you guys just to see, you know, what stamps out better. And so that's the Avery L. That's the raspberry. That was the ink that was for the July hip kit. Now, I didn't get it through the hip kit because I had most of the stuff that was in, that's kind of blotchy, eh? I don't like that. Don't like that at all. You know what? Hang on. Don't know why I'm not using my Misty. As soon as it's stamped blotchy, I'm like, hey, why am I using that? Just so it can be blotchy. So the great thing is, if it was on my Misty, I could just restamp it, right? But because I didn't use my Misty, now I'm going to have to, I'm going to clean it out. Just because I don't want to get my Misty all yucky. I do have a cleaner, and I can't remember if I showed you the cleaner or if I had it when I did my Misty review. I'll show it to you now. Once I get this down. So this is what they suggest that you clean your MISTI with. It's called Plastic Clean and Shine. And it's so it doesn't wipe away the grid on there. Now I got these grid papers at Simon Says Stamp, so that way if they get messy, no big deal. Maybe I should have cut these a little bit bigger. I just cut the paper 1 by 6. Let me see if I have room to put a little magnet there. Yep. Can't tell. It's going to be on the paper. I believe so. Let's try it out. So with the MISTI, if it becomes all yucky, then I just stamp it again because nothing moves. Although I'd feel better if I could put 2 magnets instead of 1. That there you go. That's better. Okay, now time to put that to the test. Because I messed up my MISTI there. There. It says that you should clean off the inks right away. There you go. I was almost afraid to use it before I got that cleaner because I didn't want to ruin my MISTI. I love that thing. Okay, so once it's stamped, then you're ready to cut it out. Now, the reason I pre-stamp it with this is when you put the die on it, you can tell where the ink ends. So it makes it easy to put it on, to die cut it. With the other one, you can't see, and you'll see what I mean. Here, I'll just use this. I should have made my, I probably should have made my, my squares like 1.5 by, there. Yeah, 1.5 by 6, just so that putting it in the MISTI, then I could, or 2 by 6 or something. Just trying to conserve paper. Last time I did this, I did it all by hand, so I didn't use my MISTI because I didn't have it. So what I do is I usually put it on here because then it's easier to align it, right? Because then you know you're on the paper. Then you glue this down. Okay, so let's try a different ink. The first one was Avery L. And it's a pigment ink. And this one is Stampin' Up. And it is Costa Cabana. And it was a in color a few years ago. I don't even know if it's still available. I have the catalog, the new one, but I don't pay attention to that as much as I used to. When I used to be a demonstrator, I knew all the, you know, different families and all the colors. Now I'm just a hobbyist. I just get the stuff that I really like. There. Okay, so now we're going to close this up. And of course, like I said, there's different fonts, like on one strip. So this is, I mean, you make your own stinking mini markets. Unlimitless. Like you can just make as many as you want as many colors as you want. And for pennies, like if you have ink and you have a Cuttlebug or a Sussex or anything like that, you can make these over and over and over and over again. And I just love that. So then you just stick, and this is the reason I got two dies. Then I can, oh, you know what? I didn't do it right. Duh. Because that one, and I'll show you why. This one I can see exactly where it needs to go. Sometimes I'm off, but again, I mean, it's not a big deal. It's only a few cents, right? But I found with the other one, oops, with the other one, I was off all the time. This one, I was off all the time because I can't see. Like, I can't see where it needs to go. Like, you're guessing. So what I usually do for that one, which I'm going to do right now, is I just cut the white strip. I just cut a strip of white paper, like that. And put it through. Go. A little off. I was too close to the edge on the paper. What you can do too is put wax paper in between your die and your paper so it doesn't stick. I forgot to do that. But it's not too bad to pull it off. But you see I have a little bit of white, but that's not a big deal. I can just cut that off there. It was way too close to the edge. But for the other one, what I like to do is do this and then I stamp. Okay, what did I do with that stamp set? There it is. So this one I'm going to do with just a little block. Ooh, it's totally crooked. You can tell that these two sets have been loved. Okay. And that's going to be hard to do that I don't put my head in the camera. Because see through the blocks, then you can see where you need to stamp. And I might be off a little bit because I didn't want to put my head in front of the camera. So there you go. So now all you need to do is just snip the ends and you got your little alpha. Now this one, like I said, is a little off, but this is what it looks like. It's awesome. And the more you do, the more you can kind of, you know, gauge where the die needs to go. It's awesome. Now I tried cutting the white out and then stamping. I found, like with the full one, and I found it harder than this. It was hard to, because then you have to align the whole square, right? Because it's full. I found it harder. So this one here, the full one, I stamp first, then die cut. The other one, I die cut first and then stamp. And for me, that seems to work more for me. And I just want to show you. This is how many different ones I've done of this kind. And then I have a whole bunch stamped out of the full one. So I just need to put it through my my Cuttlebug. And I'm going to have a bunch of alphas. So like I said, I had a whole bunch of questions about where I got the stamp set, because it was one of the stamp sets that I had in my giveaway for 5,000 subbies. And this is just a chocolate little container. I can't remember what chocolates were in there, but I just kept the box. We had bought some for my son for Christmas, so I just kept the box, and that's where they're going to stay. So they're nice and safe from the dust, and so hopefully that was helpful. And, you know, then you can just try out the different inks that you have, see which ones you like more. I know with the Hero Arts and My Favorite Things, like even though it stamps splotchy like this, as it dries like this. Because when I stamped this out at first, it was splotchy, but then it dried up like this. Now, I don't know with the Avery L if it will or not. This is actually one of the first times that I use the Avery L, so I can't wait to see if this kind of smooths out after it dries. We will see. So that's it. Oops, sorry. Hopefully that was helpful. And if you have any questions, just put them down below. Thanks for watching. Bye.